What if the voice that's been narrating your entire life, the one telling you who you are, what you're worth, what went wrong, isn't actually you? We spend so much time arguing with this voice, defending against it, or worse, believing every word it says. But here's what we're missing. Beneath all our self-criticism and fragmented feelings lies one unified self that has never been damaged or divided. This lesson asks us to recognize that the harsh inner narrator we've mistaken for our identity is actually just mental noise covering up something much more whole and peaceful. Think about yesterday. How many different versions of yourself did you shuffle through? The professional you at work, trying to appear competent. The exhausted you at home, just wanting to disappear. The anxious you at 3 a.m., replaying conversations. The confident you that shows up sometimes, then vanishes. We've accepted this fragmentation as normal, this exhausting juggling act of managing all our different selves. Imagine you've been watching your life through a broken mirror, one that splits every reflection into jagged, distorted fragments. You see yourself as scattered pieces, the work version, the family version, the anxious version, the confident version, each one seemingly separate and often at war with the others. But what if the mirror itself was the problem, and behind it was always one clear, undivided reflection? This is exactly what happened to Sarah last Tuesday. She sits in her car after a difficult team meeting, engine off, hands still gripping the wheel. The meeting replay starts immediately. That moment when she pitched her idea, did her voice crack? She definitely saw Mark exchange a look with Jennifer. The familiar voices start up. You sounded desperate. Everyone could tell you were unprepared. You're not leadership material. Her mind splits into its usual war zones. Part of her wants to march back in and defend herself. Part wants to send a clarifying email. Part wants to update her resume. Part just wants to drive home and hide under the covers. Each voice has its own plan, its own criticism, its own version of who she is and what she should do. We all know this inner commentary. It starts the moment we wake up, evaluating how we slept, how we look, what we have to face today. It narrates our every interaction, judges our every choice. That was stupid. They think you're boring. You should have said something different. This voice is so constant, so familiar, that we've never questioned whether it's actually us. But notice something. This narrator is never neutral. It's not simply observing. It's actively fragmenting your experience. When you're at work, it tells you you're failing as a parent. When you're with family, it reminds you about work deadlines. When you try to rest, it lists everything you should be doing instead. It keeps you perpetually divided, always in the wrong place, always the wrong version of yourself. Sarah knows this pattern intimately. Driving home from meetings, she becomes her harshest critic. Making dinner, she's composing defensive emails in her head. Playing with her kids, she's still in that conference room. Even in bed, she's tomorrow's Sarah, scripting better responses, planning how to fix today's Sarah's mistakes. But this Tuesday, something different happens. As Sarah sits in that parking lot, the voices reaching their familiar crescendo, she has an unexpected thought. There's that commentary again. Not, I'm a failure, or, I need to fix this. But simply, There's that commentary again. It's such a small shift, but everything pauses. For just a moment. She's not the desperate professional or the failed leader or any of the other labels. She's just here, sitting in a car, breathing. The voices are still chattering, but suddenly they feel less like her and more like a radio she forgot was on. This is the moment everything changes, when you stop identifying with the voice that's constantly judging and dividing your experience. When you realize you're not the harsh narrator but the one who's listening to it. In that space, that tiny gap between you and the commentary, something else becomes possible. Sarah doesn't try to argue with the voices or positive think them away. She just notices them. There's the voice saying I'm not leadership material. There's the one planning damage control. There's the one that wants to hide. Each time she names them, they lose a little power. They're still there, but they're no longer her. And then she feels it, something underneath all the noise. A quiet sense of just being. Not being good enough or not good enough. Not being professional or unprofessional. Just being. It's like she's been looking at herself through that broken mirror for so long, she forgot there was anything else. But here, in this moment, she catches a glimpse of something whole. This wholeness isn't something she has to create or earn or fix. It's what's always been there. Beneath the commentary, beneath the fragments, beneath all the versions she's been managing. It's the self that doesn't need to defend itself or prove anything to anyone. The self that was there before the meeting, during the meeting, and sitting in this car right now, unchanged by any of it. The voices don't magically disappear. They still pipe up. You should send that email. They definitely think less of you now. But Sarah finds she can hear them differently. They're like weather passing through, sometimes storms, sometimes drizzle, but no longer who she is. Driving home, she notices something remarkable. Without the constant inner war, without having to manage all those conflicting versions of herself, there's so much more space. Space to actually see the sunset. Space to arrive home without carrying the conference room with her. Space to be with her family without the mental committee providing commentary. This is what happens when you stop believing you're the broken mirror and start recognizing the unified self that's always been whole. You don't have to fix all your fragments or silence all your inner critics. You just have to notice that the one doing the noticing, that quiet awareness beneath all the noise, has never been divided. The truth is simple. You are not a collection of warring parts held together by willpower and coffee. You're not the harsh narrator or any of the characters it creates. You are the wholeness that exists before the commentary begins, the awareness that remains when it finally quiets. This isn't something you need to achieve. It's something you already are, waiting to be recognized. And in that recognition, in that simple shift from identifying with the voices to being the one who hears them, everything changes. Not because you've become someone different, but because you've finally stopped pretending to be all those other people and remembered who you've always been. If you'd like more teachings and guided practices like this, you can like the video and subscribe. And now, we'll move into a short guided meditation. Let yourself settle. Find a position where your body can rest. No need to sit any special way. Just comfortable. Let your breath find its own rhythm. No need to control it. Just notice it arriving and leaving on its own. We're going to do something simple. We're going to notice the one who notices. Right now, you might hear thoughts commenting about this meditation, about your day, about whether you're doing this right. That's okay, just notice. There's commentary happening. You don't need to stop the thoughts or fix them. Just notice who's aware of them. Feel your body in this chair. Notice any tension. Now notice who's aware of the tension. Hear the sounds around you. The hum of life continuing. Notice who's aware of the sounds. The commentary might say you're distracted, or doing this wrong, or wasting time. Notice who hears the commentary. This aware presence, it's not trying to be anything. It's not managing different versions. It's just here. Aware. Whole. Let yourself rest in this recognition. The one who notices has always been whole, has never been divided, has never needed defending. The thoughts continue their chatter. Let them. You are the space in which they arise and pass. Rest here. No agenda. No fixing. No becoming. Just this quiet recognition of what you've always been. When you're ready, take a breath. Feel your body here, still whole, still aware. Gently open your eyes. The wholeness comes with you. It always has. Thank you for being here and practicing together. If you'd like, you can find a free digital ACIM resource in the description. And if you want to mark the moment, a simple comment such as, "I am grateful," is welcome. Thank you for spending this time with us today. As you move through your day, remember, you don't have to argue with every voice or manage every version of yourself. You can simply notice the commentary and rest in the awareness that hears it all. Be gentle with yourself as you practice this recognition. Until next time, take care.